When you flick on your lights, it's because Nikola Tesla developed the system by which we transmit electricity.
Speedometer, tachometer, early X-rays, neon.
Robotics, remote control, microwave oven.
His AC power supplied electricity all over the globe. Convinced he could also spread electricity wirelessly.
Tesla's genius extended far beyond the confines of conventional science. After all, if the man had his way, electricity around the world would have been free. Brace yourself for a riveting exploration of groundbreaking inventions that teetered on the edge of destruction and transformation. Stay tuned as we uncover 10 of Tesla's most dangerous inventions that could either destroy or redefine our world. From the make-sense invention to the most insane invention, join this ride to delve into this mystery until the end to see what is the most mind-blowing of the Nikola Tesla invention. Nikola Tesla set out on a mission in 1893 that would shake science to its core. He did this in the busy city of New York. The earthquake machine was Tesla's most risky project to date. He showed it off with nothing but his creativity and determination. There is a story that Tesla made a mechanical oscillator that ran on steam in order to control movements. He had no idea that this machine was about to destroy his lab, shaking the walls and base to the ground. A powerful hammer stroke from Tesla stopped the machine in its tracks, saving the world from approaching disaster. I thought it was cool that the cops and emergency services came because of all the noise. And Tesla had to convince them that it was really an earthquake and not his device. Still, Tesla's foresight went beyond just seeing danger coming after he set off the chaos. He thought of a telegeodynamic oscillator, a device that could show what the Earth's rocks are made of. He was very hopeful that this new invention would start a new era in science and engineering. One that would let people explore the planet's interior in search of wealth that had not been seen before. Tesla had always wanted to make an earthquake machine, but fate had other plans, unfortunately. This wasn't the only terrible natural accident that Tesla came very close to letting happen. At the Columbian Exposition, Nikola Tesla's famous AC electricity and the new phosphorescent lights stole the show. Tesla's creativity was shown by these lights, which were shaped into different writings and symbols, such as honors to scientists like Benjamin Franklin and Michael Faraday. Tesla's study showed that charged phosphorescent materials have unique glow properties and continue to give off light even when the electricity is turned off. In his lab, Tesla proved this effect by setting up fields of phosphorescent tubes that kept glowing a shade of green even when they were turned off. Lots of people say that Nikola Tesla made neon lights, but his lamps were really a huge step forward in lighting technology, even though they didn't use neon gas. Tesla's phosphorescent lamps were the first useful lights of their kind, even though they were not neon lights, so Tesla's idea did the things. It lit up the Columbian Exposition and paved the way for other lighting innovations that came after. As the sun went down and cast a nice golden light over the calm water, Tesla's mind wandered to unimaginable places of power and destruction. He had the idea for an artificial tidal wave in his head. It would be a weapon so strong that it could take on the gods. He made up a world where the seas would tremble at the sound of his weapon, which could destroy even the strongest warships in a single, terrible hit. Tesla planned an attack that would wreck the oceans very carefully. He used automatons to guide explosive payloads toward enemy ships. Tesla wanted to change the rules of nature, but they wouldn't budge. This shows that reality is a cruel mistress. His endless calculations did not help him make his plan to send tidal waves into the ocean come true. When Kodak cameras came out in 1888, it marked a major turning point in the history of photography. But Nikola Tesla had other ideas. His ideas were not just about taking pictures. They were also about understanding the mind. in the early 1930s. Tesla was a very interesting person who boldly said that he wanted to be the first person to use thought photography. His beliefs were based on the idea that mental pictures could come true, starting in 1893, when he thought that thoughts could make matching pictures on the retina like a reflex. Tesla became very interested in the idea. At the heart of his utopian idea was an artificial retina, a device that could receive and make real mental pictures. In the late 1800s, X-rays and radio waves were widely used. This led Tesla to come up with the original idea of a thought camera. Tesla thought that the light waves from the human body could be sent over long distances in the same way that sound waves could be sent over the phone. He was excited about making a new transmission that would allow him to do this amazing, groundbreaking thing. In the end, Tesla's willingness to be first led to other innovations, even though his idea of taking pictures of thoughts never came to life. Philip Taylor Farnsworth invented the television in 1927. It was a technological marvel that showed how Tesla's idea of sending pictures over long distances could work. Nikola Tesla said, "The world moves slowly and new truths are hard to see." In 1898, Tesla showed off his newest invention, a remote-controlled boat that didn't seem to follow any physical rules. His words could be heard all over New York's Madison Square Garden. Tesla used a small radio transmitting control box to steer a small ship across a pool of water. The ship's moves were so smooth they looked like they were made by magic. Tesla's talk was truly important because it cleared up a topic that people had been confused about. Radio waves, some laughed at its magical powers, while others praised its military uses. But for Tesla, the invention was much more important than war. The tiny spaceship held plans for a future where machines could react to outside stimulation on their own. Tesla had more than one dream for his idea. He wanted machines to be able to do more and more of the work that people used to do. Tesla thought it was a step towards a new age where mechanical men might replace humans in the workforce, which was different from how the media oversold its military power. Nikola Tesla has been interested in flight since he was a child. The more he learned about mechanical and electrical engineering, the more interested he became in the field after Wardenclyffe's failures. Tesla turned his attention to aviation and used all of his knowledge to picture a future where the skies could be controlled with speed and efficiency that had never been seen before. In the July 1919 issue of Reconstruction magazine, Tesla wrote about his big dream, a supersonic plane that could fly 8 miles above the Earth's surface and cross countries at incredible speeds. Tesla came up with his plan for a revolutionary way to travel that would cut the long distance between London and New York City in half, from 8 hours to 3. He did this with the bravery of a dreamer and the logic of a scientist. Tesla's idea was based on sending energy wirelessly from power plants on the ground. This would make traditional propulsion systems that use fuel useless. Tesla imagined an almost endless source of energy that the plane could use, similar to how trains get power from electrical rails or wires. This new idea offered both unmatched speed and a way to get around that would last and be good for the environment. Tesla said that the sky was more than just a possible area. It was a frontier that was ready to be crossed. In the late 1800s, Nikola Tesla began a novel study of how electricity is sent. This changed the world. He did groundbreaking work on the tower that studied the field of radio frequency resonance by using 2 coils to make high-voltage, high-frequency currents. Tesla did a lot of testing and came up with 2 new wireless technologies, near-field inductive couplings and capacitive couplings, that would later be used in modern communication systems. Tesla put on amazing shows where he showed off the amazing power of his inventions to amazed audiences. Incandescent light bulbs could get around the problems with regular power sources by turning them on by themselves when they get close to the coil. Tesla kept pushing the limits of what was possible as his study went on by using LC circuits for long-distance transmission. Tesla kept working towards his goal of a worldwide information revolution, even when problems came up. He was going to go to a high place in Colorado Springs at 30,000 feet. The low-pressure air would be able to help a long-distance transmission through alternating current bursts sent into the ground. He came up with the bold idea of using the Earth as a conductor to send electricity over long distances, even though Tesla's plan to send energy all over the world has never come true. His ideas were very far ahead of their time. Most people agree that Wilhelm Röntgen made the first X-ray in 1895, but Nikola Tesla also did important work that same year, which is often forgotten. Tesla's early X-ray studies were lost in a lab fire, so they are still a mystery. But there are some interesting signs that he was involved. History and the Radiological Society of North America both say that Tesla found the first X-ray image in the United States by mistake. Tesla made Mark Twain the subject of his groundbreaking unipolar X-ray vacuum tube, as opposed to what he thought would be a portrait. What Tesla saw was a confusing picture with spots of color. He had no idea that his tube had set off the X-rays that showed the complicated parts of a camera screw. After Röntgen's groundbreaking finding, Tesla didn't waste any time looking into the huge possibilities of X-ray imaging. With the unusual name Shadowgraphs, Tesla ventured into uncharted territory, thinking of ways to use his inventions besides photos. Tesla knew before Röntgen did how important it would be for medicine to be able to use X-rays to find lung diseases and see structures inside the body. Nikola Tesla's idea for a turbine without blades came from a normal place: the broken and abandoned turbine blades of an ocean ship. Because of this idea, Tesla made a revolutionary machine that mixed fluid power, a turbine, and a valvular conduit, which was different from other turbines. His idea used discs on a shaft to move liquid along the natural paths with the least amount of resistance, even though it looks simple. The rotor needed long-lasting materials because it relied on centrifugal force. Realistic problems stopped wide commercial adoption, even though it had a lot of promise. Even so, Tesla's Bladeless Turbine is a testament to how far-sighted he was and a model for how fluid dynamics and power systems should be improved in the future. In the world of literature where fantasy has no limits, H.G. Wells's story about heat rays in 1898 captured the attention of people all over the world. He didn't know that his stories would make people want to use lasers in battle. Nikola Tesla comes into the picture. He was an engineer with a vision and no limits. Tesla was a brilliant inventor who thought of a that could change the way wars are fought and cause destruction from above. He dreamed of turning war into a viewing sport, which would spare many innocent lives from the horrible horrors of battle. After the First World War, Tesla talked about his big idea for a peace beam that would keep countries safe from future attacks. Nikola Tesla's 1930 announcement of a very powerful death ray made everyone feel safe and secure. Tesla had a strong opinion that his invention would be the last line of defense against attack, and he looked forward to a world without war. Even though he worked hard to get money, Tesla's hopes of seeing his ray come to life were still unmet. Because the government didn't want to back a crazy idea, Tesla's plan did nothing. Finally, not even a small amount of money from the USSR was enough to fund Tesla's huge plan, and his peace hopes were dashed. So that is all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon on your way out. See you all next time.